Election day was yet another test for Facebook when it comes to the spread of propaganda. The company says a team of experts have worked around the clock on the issue, but critics say much more still needs to be done to prevent the spread of misinformation. Jennifer Greigel, assistant professor of communications at Syracuse University, joins me now for more on this. And as I said earlier, it is always good to see you. Thanks for coming in with your expertise.
Good to be here.
All right, let's start off. Facebook was under a lot of pressure, of course, for past elections and now the spread of misinformation during midterm elections. How did they fare? Did they fix it, or do we still have a problem here?
Well, they put some things in place, and I don't think we saw a complete meltdown, but we may never know what actually happened, or it may trickle out later. But I want to underscore people, especially journalists, academics, and even the federal government was bringing information to Facebook. And I wasn't, really aware of what their war room was turning up. So I think we need to see yet more efforts coming out of Facebook. They're still relying heavily on outsiders, users, people reporting it for them.
And it almost seems impossible to prevent the spread of misinformation. How do you do that? How does one go about doing that? Especially as a company and in Facebook with billions of users.
They need a lot more support, more employees. They need to essentially build out their business model to accommodate this. And we have to remember the misinformation is coming from overseas, from Russia. There have been reports that there's more domestic propaganda coming from American people starting pages and pushing out misinformation. But we also have to remember that the federal government here too, under state-funded media networks essentially, are also spreading propaganda. So we have to see all these various entities that are essentially exploiting Facebook, and we need them to really step up their efforts to make sure that misinformation of all kinds isn't being spread. So
what exactly do they have in place now to prevent the spread?
They have their content moderation systems. They're claiming that they've enhanced machine learning and AI, and they've set up this war room. They've enhanced some of their policies so they can take down more different types of accounts and things of that nature. But you've pointed out how many people are using Facebook. How do they monitor all of this? And so it still feels pretty, reactionary, if you will. And as I pointed out, in advance of the midterms, it was the federal government leading to the takedown of about 100 accounts from Instagram and both Facebook.
I want to share this with you. A study by the Oxford Internet Institute found that 25% of all election-related content shared on Facebook and Twitter during the midterm election season could be classified as junk news. What does that mean for these sites as they prepare for 2020, which I'm almost certain will be bigger than we've ever seen?
Yeah, and I had a look at that study. So junk news, well, I have to say, junk inputs give you junk outputs. And we have a lack of verification of people on these platforms, Twitter as well, and Facebook, of academics. You have more chance of being verified if you're a D-list celebrity than if you're in the academy. And I think that contributes to the discourse that's on the platform. So if it feels like we're living in a reality news world, it's because it's like a tabloid, right? And the quality of information that's being input into the system is pretty low as well.
All right, so overall, do you think Facebook is getting any closer to putting a stop to the spread of misinformation?
No, if anything, their PR team is in overdrive to make it look like they are enhancing their efforts in improving this, but as far as I see it, there's still a ton of vulnerability on this platform.
There's definitely cause for concern.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much, Jennifer Greigel. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
All right.